You may have heard that using an app called Language Therapy for just 20 minutes a day can improve aphasia. So let's look at how we use this app. Language Therapy is 4 apps in one: comprehension, naming, reading, and writing. Let's take a look at comprehension first. Comprehension therapy works on single word listening and reading comprehension or understanding. I go into listen.
Sound.
The app says sound, so I have to choose which picture most looks like sound.
Calf.
Calf. There we go.
Sidewalk.
If I didn't hear it, I can press repeat.
Sidewalk.
Sidewalk. That one.
Hockey.
Now I got 3 in a row right, so now the app is showing me 4 pictures, making it harder. What was that again?
Hockey.
I'm not quite sure, so I'm going to press the hint button. Hockey. Okay, that one's hockey.
Rock. Soldier.
The app is keeping track of my score at the top
Celery.
and taking me right to the next exercise, so I can get lots of repetitions in.
Bracelets.
What was that?
Bracelets. Bracelets.
Bracelets.
Bench.
You might notice that I'm repeating after the app, and a lot of people with aphasia try to do that too, which is great extra practice. For even more practice, they can try to name every picture they see. So while the target might be
Bench.
bench, what's this? That's a fly. What's this? It's a paperclip. And that's a sink. And ooh, that's a brain. And this is baseball. But I was supposed to touch bench.
Spider.
I'm up to 6 pictures now, which must mean I'm doing well. If you want to make it even harder, you can exit the exercise, go into the settings, and choose hard as your difficulty, or even choose to start with 6 pictures. This time I'm going to work on reading, and I'm going to do it with adjectives. Different. Green. If I need a hint,
Green.
I just press the button to hear the word. Yellow. That one? No. That one. Full. And 10. Oh, let's see, which one's 10? 3, 10. These are a lot harder than the nouns, and some of the pictures can be interpreted differently. It's okay, you can discuss why some are right, why some are wrong, why one answer is better than another. It just gives you lots of things to look at, talk about, and practice listening and reading.
Center.
Bullseye. When I'm done, I can email the results. And this can go straight to the therapist working with the person with aphasia. It can go to them or a family member to track progress. And it gives you a report of what happened and what you got wrong. The last activity, listen and read,
Blowing.
works on your ability to hear a word and then find the written word.
Blowing.
Blowing.
Burning.
Burning. No,
Burning.
that one.
Licking.
If you need help, if you don't understand, the hint is available with a picture. There's a picture of licking.
Writing.
Okay. I'm going to go back home to choose from 4 apps. Let's look at naming therapy now. Naming therapy works on saying the names of pictures you see. In naming practice, we see lots of different pictures and try to say the name. What's this one? It's a bee. If you can say bee right away, you score it correct. Ooh, this one, I'm not so sure. It's a bit more abstract. So let's take a hint. The hints are along the bottom.
A passage dug through the earth.
A passage dug through the earth. Well, yeah, I know that. I know what it is. I just don't know the word for it. So I'm going to get the first letter. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's that word. Another hint? Tunnel. Yes, it's a tunnel. So by doing that, the app records which cue was most helpful for me. So the full written word was helpful. Let's look at the other cues. This is watch, but even seeing it, some people can't say it, so they need a sound cue. Here's a fill-in-the-blank cue.
Tell time with a wrist.
With a wrist.
Wah.
Wah. That's the first sound.
Watch.
Watch. Many people who can't say the word can at least repeat it, so by getting all the way to the end, they can still get the answer right. When you're done, email the results for a breakdown of which cues were helpful. The describe activity looks at describing different items. So if you can't name it, maybe you can talk about it. Let's look at this one. By touching in the middle,
Ball.
we hear the answer. It's a ball. But the point isn't to say the word, the point is to describe the word. So let's see.
What does it look like?
What does a ball look like? Well, it looks like that. So let's get more specific.
What shape is it?
What shape is it? It's round, or a circle, or a sphere.
What is it used for?
It's used for throwing and catching, for bouncing.
Who uses it?
Kids like to play with balls, or dogs. Athletes use balls.
Where do you use it?
Usually you use it outside or during a game.
What type of thing is it?
The category. A ball is a toy or a piece of sporting equipment. It's an object. Now, let's think about the sounds in the word ball.
What sound does it start with?
What does it start with? This may sound easy, but for people with aphasia, it's really not.
Ball.
Ball. It starts with B.
What does it end with?
Ball ends with ball. Ooh.
What does this rhyme with?
Rhyming words for ball. Call, doll, fall. This can be really challenging.
How many beats does the word have?
How many beats the word has is the same as how many syllables it has. So when you tap it out,
Where do you use it?
oh,
How many beats does the word have?
let's say it. Ball, ball, 1 beat. And you can use whichever cues are helpful for you to describe it. It may be hard to find the words to describe it, but what you're doing is activating all of the properties of that word in your brain and all the properties of the sounds of that word to make it easier to retrieve. Flashcards can be helpful for targeting one particular area or doing your own activity. Trying to name this one.
Pretzel.
Pretzel. You can practice reading. You can make a sentence out of the word. You can copy the word on a piece of paper. Let's try making a sentence. Door. The door is open. Now you can write that down for extra practice. Fast. What's the opposite of fast? Slow. Which animal is fast? The rabbit. Lots of different things that you can do on your own with the flashcards. Let's go back to reading therapy. Reading therapy has 4 different exercises. We'll start with phrase matching. Which phrase matches this picture? Cotton thread, silly string, silly face, or sad face? This is a silly face. Yellow paint, brown paint, wood trim, yellow sweater. This one is a yellow sweater. Oh, it's yellow paint. And it continues like this. If you want to make it easier, you can limit the number of choices in the settings. So we can have just 2 options or 3 options. Let's look at sentence matching. Here you have to read each sentence carefully to find the one that matches the picture. The carpenter measured the wood. The carpenter measured the wall. The carpenter hammered the wall. Very close, but only one is right. You can always go back to look at what the other options were. Practice reading these aloud, discussing the difference. Lots of therapeutic activities you can do with these sentences and pictures. In phrase and sentence completion, you only have text. If you prefer to go at your own pace and talk about each item, you can turn Auto Advance off. You could also practice in Spanish, German, French, English, or UK English. Let's look at sentence completion. Oh, I don't speak Spanish. Let's go back to English. What's great about this is that if you have clients or family or friends who do speak another language, you can customize the app in their language. Speaking of customizing, you can add your own items to any of these apps as well. Remember naming therapy? Let's add our own picture. So maybe you want to practice your family members' names. Megan. Let's choose a photo. And we're going to record a definition. Your daughter. Your daughter's name is Megan has 2 syllables. And then I can choose questions for describing. Okay. Now, if I want to just practice my family members, once I've added them, they're right there. Your daughter's name is Megan. The last app in language therapy is writing therapy. Writing therapy allows you to practice the spelling of single words. We'll look at fill in the blank. E is the missing letter in this word.
S-K-A-T-E.
That spells
Skate.
skate. Let's see if we're right.
Skate.
The reason there's a check button there is so that you can actually try out
S.
all the different combinations and see which one looks right.
U.
That looks right.
Couple. T. Toe.
This is too easy. Let's make it harder. I can take the difficulty up to hard. Now I have the whole alphabet to choose from.
T. Forest.
I can take a hint that limits my choices.
K.
to get back to the easy level.
skateboard,
Other activities within this app are copying, spell what you see, and spell what you hear. Let me show you something in the settings. You can restrict how many letters are in each word. So if I just want to practice really long words, I'll turn off the short letters. More often, I probably want to practice short words with somebody with more severe aphasia. So I can just give them 3, 4, or 5 letter words. Let's do this in UK English. Spell what you see. This is a camel.
C-A-M.
Let's take a hint.
E-L-E-A.
Camel. Nope. Try again.
Camel.
So that you can always get it right, so that you always end with a right answer, and you can go back and look.
Camel.
Again, your results can be emailed, or you can just keep practicing on whatever level you want. That's language therapy. I hope this video has helped explain how to use it so that you can get more out of it. Thanks for watching.